Hello, my witchy friends and family. Welcome back to Cat's Tea and Witchcraft. My name is Fauna, and I am your host. This is the 11th episode of Cat's Tea and Witchcraft, and the topic today is essential oils. About a week or so ago, before episode 10 came out, I did a poll on Twitter that asked a couple options that you guys wanted to possibly hear sooner than later. And for last week, you guys decided that the first one you wanted to hear was shadow work. So if you haven't listened to that yet, go ahead and listen to last week's episode for episode 10 on shadow work. And then the second one that everyone wanted was essential oils. I feel like essential oils is kind of one of those things that's like a gateway thing into witchcraft even before you even thought about witchcraft. And the same thing with like crystals and stuff. All of a sudden you start being really interested in these cool, pretty things or these good smelling aromatherapy stuff. And then all of a sudden the next thing you realize you're a witch. That's kind of how it added in with my story as well, because there's also a couple extra things that happened before I got into essential oils. But essential oils was definitely one of those like tipping points for me. So what are essential oils? So from some definitions that I'm pulling online, just so I'm not accidentally defining something incorrectly off the top of my mind, essential oils is oil of a plant from which they are extracted. So I guess you get a plant and you pull the oils out of it and you concentrate it. And another more detailed definition of it is essential oils are an umbrella term used to describe highly concentrated, steam distilled, or cold pressed extracts of almost any part of a plant, such as seeds, flowers, fruit, leaves, stems, and roots, that are said to improve physical and psychological well-being. To this day, neither the government nor the FDA have widely studied or regulated essential oils, so their effects have yet to be supported by scientific research. However, millions of people turn to aromatherapy every day, swearing by its ability to treat common health ailments like anxiety, congestion, and joint pain. So that long definition I got off of wexnermedical.osu.edu. So I guess that is off of a medical school website, and it looks like it's the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. But like it said, it's not supported by the government and really regulated by the FDA. So you do have to be careful when you use essential oils, especially if you don't know if you have allergies or not, or just what any of them do. So this next part might be a little repetitive just based off of that long definition, but I want to go over what do people use essential oils for. Some people use it for skin and healthcare, like aches and muscle pains, for burns, and sleep aid. So they'll either use it directly on their skin, or they might put it in their water or their drinks, or they use it as aromatherapy. You could use that in a diffuser, or you can use a couple different things depending on your situation, and some people have preferences on how they use their oils. But some other things that you can use this for, and some of these things are in the medical and healthcare list of things, but you could use essential oils for your witchcraft. You can add it into spells. You can add it into your baths. You can add skin-safe oils into the water, and it can kind of relax your muscles or help burns and whatever you're taking your bath for, or just to help moisturize a little bit. Just skincare and muscle care in general. You can create acne washes, scrubs. You could put it on sunburns or wound care, depending on the oil. Not all of them are able to be used like that. You could use it for aromatherapy. You can mix it in with wax or candles, or like I said, use it in diffusers, or you use the sticks where you put the oil and usually kind of mix it with something else, so you're not using a crap load of essential oils because they can be expensive. And then you put the wood sticks in it, and then it goes through the sticks, absorbs it, and then the smell goes throughout the air. You can also use it to anoint yourself or your tools or your candles if you do witchcraft. So you could either put a little dab on your forehead. Some of them are kind of strong, so you want to use it with maybe a base oil, like some sort of olive oil or vegetable oil. I prefer olive oil and stuff, but you always want to figure out what your skin sensitivity is. Because I know if you use something like lemongrass, you do not want to put that directly on your face because that will sting. And I guess the last one I have is you could use it for cooking. Some oils you can add into food, but please make sure you do your research on the brands, the types of oils, and the authenticity of the oils that you're using, because there are some that are not as good as others, or it's actually a fragrance oil and not something you can ingest or use on your body. But some oils are better than others to ingest, and others can actually hurt your stomach and do damage if not used correctly. I'm now going to kind of jump into the actual types of essential oils that are more introductory, or for people that haven't been using essential oils for a while or haven't done any research on them. I have a list of non-magical uses first, and then I'll get into the magical uses of some of these oils. The first one I have on the list is chamomile. Chamomile is good for colds, fevers, nausea, sleep, and you can put it on some bruises. Clove, you can use it for dental or pain relieving. Eucalyptus, you can use as a topical pain reliever and decongestant. Frankincense is a mood enhancer and stress reducer. Lavender is calming and sleep inducing. You can put it on burns, bruises, cuts, and headaches. I can confirm that lavender is amazing. I use it for most of those things. You could use lemon. It's a natural household cleaner and disinfectant, and it smells really good. Oregano is skin healing. Peppermint you can use for colds, flu prevention. I'm not sure the accuracy on that. Energy booster and for indigestion. I have heard that sometimes people will nibble on peppermint leaves. I'm not sure, but I swear I've seen my neighbors in the past, they had a peppermint leaf or a tree, and I saw them walking to school one day just nibbling on peppermint. And after that is rosemary. You could use that for your skin and health care and also some joint pain. Lemongrass for acne treatment, antibacterial, and insect repellent, but it is very strong. Tea tree is also insect repellent, antiseptic for minor cuts, bruises, and dandruff. If you've looked at the ingredients on some of your shampoo, you probably will find tea tree in there. Thyme, or I think that's how it is, thyme, for animal bites, colds, cuts, and sore muscles. And then the last one on this list is ginger. You can use it for travel sickness and vomiting. I have not used ginger. I don't like the smell or the taste of it, but I know that if you could find something for travel sickness like I get sometimes, I might have to get some ginger. Okay, so now I'm going to move into the more magical side of essential oils, but I'm going to start with essential oils for your chakras. Another episode, I will get into depth with what your chakras are, so if you aren't sure what chakras are, maybe you want to go look that up and it might make a little bit more sense for now. So for your root chakra, you could use nutmeg or patchouli. For your sacral chakra, you can use cardamom, ylang ylang, orange, and sandalwood. For your solar plexus, you can use eucalyptus, juniper berry, grapefruit, or lemon. For your heart, you can use palmarosa, lavender, and geranium. Throat, you could use lemon, vanilla, Roman chamomile, and coriander. Your third eye, you can use rosemary, German chamomile, frankincense, and sandalwood. If you notice that I said two different types of chamomile, there is Roman and there is German, and I'm not sure if there's others, but I know I like German more than Roman chamomile. And then for your crown chakra, you can use lavandin, which I think is like an offshoot of lavender, neroli, vanilla, and frankincense. Now I'm going to move into the non-chakra related uses for essential oils. For grounding, you can use frankincense, myrrh, Palo Santo, patchouli, and sandalwood. If you're cleansing, you can use sage, lemon, myrrh, Palo Santo, and peppermint. For gratitude, you could use grapefruit, jasmine, lemon, orange, and ylang ylang. For enlightenment, frankincense, Palo Santo, rosemary, and sandalwood. Grief, you can use frankincense, rose, and sandalwood. For general spirituality, you can use cinnamon, clove, ginger, lavender, and spruce. The next part of my list is kind of reversed. It's a list of uses for a particular oil. So for lavender, you can use it for purification, love spells, and to strengthen relationships and encourage fertility. Lemon you can use for purification, cleansing, break curses, or disperse negative energy. Frankincense you can also use for cleansing, shadow work, and good luck. Peppermint you can use for money, love, healing, and positive change. So the descriptions of those things and the associations with the oils are things that you can use these things for spells or anointment for particular spells. Say you're doing a money spell and you're going to want to use peppermint. If you are doing something with cleansing, you could either use lemon or frankincense. And if you want good luck, maybe you want to use frankincense. Lavender, you could also use during a love spell if it's for someone else, which I don't recommend and I will never recommend it, or a self-love spell as well. Moving away from just giving you guys a list of essential oils to use, I'm going to get into detail on the risks of using them and also some resources as well. But I'm going to jump into the resources first, and I have 2 books that I can recommend, but only one of them I have myself. The first one is Wicca Essential Oil Magic, a beginner's guide to working with magical oils with simple recipes and spells, and that is by Lisa Chamberlain. And then the book that I have personally is the Complete Book of Essential Oils and Aromatherapy. I have, I think, the slightly older version, and it comes with a yellow cover. And that is by Valerie Ann Woodward, and I've had it for years. It has the lists of the oils, and it has a ton of recipes and different things that you can use with them. It's a relatively thick book. It's not a super thin one, but it has enough to give you a pretty good guide and a lot of uses. And I don't think it has any spell work or a lot of it at all, but it's more for personal uses, like medical related and aromatherapy. Okay, now jumping into the not so fun part, but if you don't want to listen to this part, I advise you change your mind and listen to it, because essential oils aren't just something you can dive into without knowing the risks. Essential oils should not be used as a full alternative to modern medicine. I'm going to say it every episode that regards something that you could affect your health with. Do not replace medicine with magic. Also, do not use essential oils on infants without consulting your pediatrician, or use them on pets. There are many essential oils that are safe for humans but can be lethal to animals. It could lead to skin irritation, mood changes, illness, or even death in them if they are not kept out of reach or just used on them, even in small quantities. Just like there are plants that you need to keep away from animals, because even certain plants could be lethal from the pollen for animals. And when it comes to children, you don't always know what their allergies are early on, and as people get older, their allergies do change. But especially with children, they have very sensitive systems and skin. So it's like not giving children honey before the age of 1, because it could hurt them. Their systems haven't grown up enough or developed enough to be able to handle the same things older children and adults can handle. Even if you're using oils for aromatherapy, the oils in the air can still affect your pets or people with allergies negatively. So you really need to learn what oils are good and bad in what situations and how to use them without affecting everyone in your household. If you know that you have allergies or people around you have allergies and are sensitive in general, maybe contact your doctor or speak with a aromatherapist before you use any of them, because sometimes there might be something someone's allergic to that's really similar to something else, but you don't make that connection because there are so many different types of food or plant allergies that people have, and they've never interacted with a particular oil or plant, and it's kind of on that list. It's just they've never been exposed before. And the last thing I want to go over in regards to is purchasing your essential oils. I know a lot of people can get essential oils from stores, which is what I do. I don't order them online, and I want to see them in person and actually look at the brand if it's a brand that I don't use. I do have a particular brand that I use, so if you're interested in that information, you can contact me and I'll send you the link in the brand, and I can give you a little bit more detail on my experience with those oils. But what I want to go over is the difference between store-bought oils and some other places that you might be able to order them from. If you buy essential oils online, and not like from a salesperson. You can buy them in stores or you can buy them online from websites. But there is a difference between essential oils and fragrance oils. Fragrance oils usually come in really big jugs or jars in clear bottles, and those are only for smelly good on purposes. They are not for magical purpose. They are not for your skin, and they are not to be ingested. They are not as strong, and they're mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff as well. I've seen a ton of them at craft stores, but they are not essential oils. They might have some in them, but they themselves are not the essential ones. When you do purchase essential oils, the prices are a little bit more expensive than those fragrance oils. So if you're just doing it for the smell, maybe go for the fragrance route. But if you're using it for actual usage of it for your body or healthcare or putting it in your spells, you want to go 100% essential oil. And to identify it, you want to look at the label, and it should say 100% essential oil, not mixed with something unless you're getting a blend of essential oils, but it still needs to say 100% essential oils. The only difference with that is sometimes when you go to crystal shops or witchy shops is that they will have essential oils and mix them and make their own anointment oils, and they'll be kind of combined with some herbs and other oils, some castor oils, or I don't know, some olive oils. And sometimes they'll be in small little clear jars, and sometimes they'll be in little dark jars. I prefer the dark jars because they last longer and they don't get affected by sunlight. And when you store your essential oils, you need to put them in dark, temperature-controlled areas because it can affect it. So keep it out of the sunlight. Don't put it by your window. Don't open your windows and have the beams beaming on the box or wherever if it's out in the open. Put it in a little case and put it away, or at least covered by something or in a corner, because they'll last longer. And then you can also order essential oils from companies that are multi-level marketing companies. I'm not going to go over the names of some of these companies, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, you'll understand. There are these MLMs that sell these essential oils, and you'll have sales reps, usually someone you went to school with or a friend of a friend who's trying to sell the essential oils. And they're very nice people, but some of these companies don't have really good reputations. And it's not the sales reps who are your friends and your friends of friends, but kind of the higher ups that I've heard. I could just be biased in regards to MLMs because I don't purchase from LMLMs because of reasons, but the essential oils, like I said, aren't approved by the FDA or regulated by the government, and sometimes these companies that you purchase them from don't give you these proper warnings, and that to me is a little concerning. I'm sorry if you sell essential oils, but I hope you are properly informing whoever you are selling these oils to and not making them seem like snake oil. I personally would not purchase these things and take the recommendations from people who have only been using oils for a short amount of time, because it does take a while to retain and learn the proper ways how to use them, because you have to experience the uses of these oils because they work differently for different people, and some of these oils might not be right for you. So I'm not personally going to trust someone who's barely been using them for 2 weeks, but saying that they're life-changing when 2 weeks is not enough to be life-changing for you for pretty much a lot of things. But again, all these people who sell these oils are very nice people. So if you want to support your friends and family who sell essential oils, support them all you want, but just make sure you do your research. And if you find that something they're saying might seem kind of off, and it's not that they don't realize it, it's because they're probably being told by their company to say certain things because they're sales representatives, and they're going to say whatever they can to make money. So I just don't want anyone to feel really bad when they use essential oils and they don't pan out the way that they were told from the people they purchased them from. So your research, even purchasing some of them from the stores or your friends, do your research like anything else in witchcraft. I am so adamant on that, and it's probably going to get really annoying, but I am passionate about using things correctly and not almost poisoning yourself. And that's the end of my tangent today. So if you enjoy this episode, please Follow the podcast social media page on Instagram at Cats Tea and Witchcraft, on Twitter at Cats Tea and Witch. You can also send me an email at catsteaandwitchcraftpodcast@gmail.com. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will talk to you guys next week. Blessed be.